Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So this is the weekly forex forecast where I show you the latest insights in the world of forex markets. The technical, the fundamental analysis. And do well to subscribe, like, and share. And don't forget to drop your opinion in the comment section. Let me know what you think about the individual currency we are going to check today. So apologies for not making video for some while now. Yeah. So the first thing we want to check is the DSY. But before we do that, we normally do, let's check the economic activities of next week. So what are the fundamental bias that can bring about the volatility in the market next week? So let's look at it before we come to the individual currency and check on the DSY to know what is going on. November, we have the Canadian CPI, which is the month over month on. So the forecast is 0.2 and the previous is 0.1, which means markets might take the additional 0.1 into consideration next week. But let's see how it goes. It's an high impact news also. So let's see. On Tuesday, no major news event, just monetary policy meeting from the AUD. On Wednesday, we have GBP CPI, and then we have the FOMC meeting. That FOMC meeting is very, very important. It's the most important one that day. So let's know what they will discuss at the FOMC meeting, because it is always very, very important. On Thursday, we have the average hourly earning month over month, and then we have the non-farm employment change on Thursday and the unemployment rate on Thursday. You get, so let's see how it goes. So the unemployment rate, that is we're having the NFP on Thursday instead of Friday. So which means that November 20 we're having the NFP of the month on Thursday. So many people might not know this if they didn't check the forexfactory.com. They might, like Abby said the other time, that he's going to trade NFP without knowing that there's no NFP on that day. So Friday, first Friday of every month has registered into everyone's mind. So you have to keep yourself updated with the forexfactory.com so that you don't miss any news article or any volatility that might disrupt your trade. So on Friday, we have the Euro French manufacturing PMI, German manufacturing PMI, German flash PMI. Yeah. So and then flash manufacturing PMI. All these manufacturing PMI, they are leading indicator news to the future, which means that it tells us, or it gives an hint of what's going to happen in the economy in the later date. So you can read about it. It's a leading indicator news. You get. So, and then I think that's all we have on Friday. You get, especially apart from the pounds retail sales too on Friday. So this, I think next week should be a volatile week. Yeah, next week is a volatile week. So let's just know that. And the US this thing has opened back. All these major news events will start flying in, like the there's no NFP for a while now, so NFP is back, and other manufacturing PMI and all this flash manufacturing PMI, they're supposed to have dropped it at the beginning of the month. You get, probably the first week of the month they normally drop all this manufacturing PMI, or everything is back. I think everything will be back to normal very soon after the release of this NFP. So without further ado, I've shown you all the major news events that we have next week. And then I think, in my own opinion, I think you'll be looking to trade US dollar PS and then Euro PS next week. I think that's where volatility will come from, even pounds too. You get, that's where volatility might come from. So my best bet for high volatility next week is Euro USD, GBP USD. You get US dollar card, GBP card. You get, so just register that and you see a lot of volatility in the pairs I mentioned. And then so let's go back to the individual currency. For the individual currency, and the first thing we have to take is the DSY. So let's go back to the weekly time frame. Let's just delete all of this. Yeah, let's delete all of this. And then last week or last couple of weeks, you saw that DSY started buying at this particular area and then at this level there is a very solid resistance level at this point that it's rejected from. And if you see that resistance level, you will see that this level is a very strong resistance level. See, it acts as support around this area. You get price act as support around this area, and when it gets to this area, you saw that price started to reject at this area, and then I will set this rejection to, you get, which is a very strong rejection to the downside. So last week, what happened last week in the daily time frame? So from Monday, let's count back to show Monday. This is Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. So there is an indecision candle on Monday, and after the indecision candle, we have a bearish candle followed by this one that closed as an inverted hammer, and this is a bearish candle also. So for me, I believe that there are two rejections at this particular area, but that does not mean that we'll have US dollar strength next week, even though we have this close as we can call it a doji. It's also an indecision candle. You get, there's a two rejection at this particular level. So what we are going to do here is to wait for price to close either below or above this level. So for me, I'm waiting for candle to close below the or above this indecision candle to make my decision. You get, so Monday, if the Monday candle close, that's why they normally say that on Monday you should wait to know what price will do. Get, and probably start trading on Tuesday. But Monday too, you can trade and make profit on Monday. There are no rule to it. There are no permanent rule to it. So some do it as a permanent rule, but as for me, anything in trading should not everything is permanent. Some things should be temporary. You get, something like this should be temporary. If you look at the chart and see something like this, then you can talk to yourself that, okay, on Monday I'm not going to trade. I'm going to see how price react to it. But if you see something else that you know that, okay, on Monday this is going to happen, then you can go ahead and trade on Monday. But Monday I might not trade, and I may trade depending on what I actually see in the London section on Monday. So this is what I'm actually looking at. But here we have a strong level at this particular area. As you can see, this level is very strong. So my solid bias, if I want to tell you my solid bias, is US dollar weakness. Like US dollar should continue to weakness, and we should see price rejecting that area and then move to the downside. And another thing I want to show you is that a break of trend line. Some might say trend line don't work, stuff like that, but we have a break of trend line here, which signifies that price has already break that to the downside, coupled with this very solid resistance area. See this solid area. This area is very solid. There are a lot of sell orders at this area. If you are looking at it, we can get a lot of buy order if price breaks through this very strong line. But you see this line below 100.267 below, there are a lot of selling orders around that particular area, so which will hinder price from going up, and which will hinder US dollar strength. You get, so for me, I'm looking at US dollar weakness next week to be on the radar. You get, so that's what I'm actually looking at for in the DSY. I have already told you that, okay, either if price break 99.43 or break 98.93, but my stock conviction still say that price will break to the downside. That is my 70% conviction around this particular area. So that's it on the DSY. So let's check US30. That is the first major indices I want to check. So for me, I believe that the US30 should continue buying. But before the US30 continue buying, we should see some rough play around this area. Rough play, like price can just come back here. But to me, price might not break this area before it starts going up. I don't see price breaking 46.507. I don't, unless another thing happens, I don't see price breaking this area before it starts going to the upside, even though if there will be a foul play around this area. So, but my bias is to the upside on US30. So let's look at the 1 hour time frame. So 1 hour time frame to there are two things you can actually use as your stop loss here. Let me teach you. You might use this as your stop loss. Number one, and there's no how you trade and it's stop loss sometimes. So if you use this as your stop loss, probably maybe you enter here with in respect to your account side. This US is very, very volatile. So then you can target the high as your take profit. So this low as your stop loss. But if your stop loss hits, then you come here and target this low as your stop loss and this high as your take profit. There's no way you won't recover back your money and make profit. So I've given you an hint on this US30. So the next one we want to take is gold. Gold has been selling for some days now. I even dropped this last week where I told you guys to sell from this area and take a profit around this area, and it played out massively. So for me, I believe that the sell bias should continue. I believe the sell bias should continue. So let's look at the daily time frame. What is happening at the daily time frame to know what the price is doing. I love price now. So this is the daily time frame. We have to bearish daily candlestick around this area. So what I'll be looking for is price to come back to this level of support right here, and then as you can see, this level has been invalidated at this area. Moving on to the 4-hour time frame, you see what I'm saying around this area. As you can see, this level, price has moved below this level, and when it breaks below this level, it breaks with a volatile candle, as you can see. So which means that it forced this level. This level should act as a support before, but probably in future it might act as a resistance. So which means that there is a breakout around this area. If you look at it, there's a breakout around this area. If you look at it, and price will test that particular area. So if you look, you see it very well in either 2 hours or 1 hour candle. Let's go to the 1 hour time frame. As you can see, price break through this, come back to this area and drop. So for me, if I want to probably sell gold, this is where I will be putting my stop loss zone. And if price break and hit my stop loss, which it's bound to happen, then I'll wait for price to break 4,141 level for me to continue to buy gold. But for me, I think that the strong conviction here is to the downside. And another thing is I think I'm seeing one moving average, that's 50 moving average above the price. So let's add additional moving average if they will allow us to add it. Let's see if they have not put it on premium. So let's add moving average, just a simple moving average. Okay, you've applied to indicator. Okay, so indicator, I think I applied only one. Okay, it's 2. Okay, 9 and no, I'm going for 200. So I'm going for 200. 200 moving average should be close. Okay, 200 moving average is below the price in the 1 hour time frame, but the short time strength is to the downside. So let's see what price will do at that level. So price will take at 200 moving average here. Okay, let's just close the moving average for now. So if you use a moving average and probably the both price are not probably above, you can just close it, or if it's confusing you can just close it and use normal price action. So for now, I believe that gold is still bearish for now, but let's see what will happen next week. Let's see. And if we have a weaker dollar, which I said is bound to happen, then this rejection here is very, very valid. I'll start seeing price moving up, and then something like this might happen. Something like this might happen in gold. Probably okay, something like this, and price will break this, then see price start going to the upside. So, but for me, I think a strong bias is to the downside. So let's see. Just mark this level, and then literally on Monday or Tuesday, what's going to happen. So So the next one I want to look at is GBP USD. GBP USD, I feel like when I'm looking at this GBP USD, we should have a short-term buy bias and a long-term sell bias, because it has break some lows there. You get, because when price started breaking a low and then you start seeing a new low, you know that price is in a sell bias. As you can see, say as price break this low here, retrace, now break this one, retrace, break this low again, break this another low, then form a new low. So it's going to retrace again. But for me, I think it's going to retrace to either the 50% level or 38.2 level, which is a very strong level of rejection. So I think price is going to retrace to this level or this level before we see another break to another rejection to the downside on GBP USD. So that's what I'm actually looking at. I'm actually looking at for a sell setup. But Monday I might take this short buy setup around this area, even though it's risky, but I'm actually take it. And another thing is, I might take it with this help of this trend line, which means I might just do something like this, then probably catch 1:1 we get, or 1:2 or stuff like that. Do you understand? Then I'll be waiting for. But if you want to do something like this, make sure that if that trade moves in profit like maybe 10 to 20 pips, just break even, because the comeback might be brutal. That is the rejection to the downside might be a high volatile candle. You get, but this is a short time buy, a long term sell setup. So which means that I might buy up to 38.2 or 50% Fibonacci retracement level. You get, so either of this is cool, either of this is very, very cool. You understand? Something like this or something like this on the GBP US dollar. You get, but anything can happen. You can break this and start buying. But what we are seeing right here is that price might eventually just come here and then you see a rejection, then there will be a massive rejection from that area. Moving on to the Euro USD. Let's go to the weekly time frame and see what is going on around the weekly time frame. It's showing a bullish bias. You get, after this few retracements right there, and then if you see the long time bias is a bullish bias. And another thing I want to look in the weekly time frame, price have not break the obvious low, and you can see this is the obvious low right here. So price didn't break it and then it rejects from that area. So for now, I believe that we should have a bullish bias on Euro USD. But there are two things I want us to look at here. As if you see price have hit a significant resistance level around this area, which is a very strong level of rejection. Whereas we might see price, and then if you see the Friday candle close, you might see price, and then you see price coming back to this particular area. So what you should look at moving forward is on Monday, look at how price reacts to this particular area. See, just move it. Let's go to the 1 hour time frame. I'll be looking at how price reacts with this area. I know this is a low right there. So if price break this, then I will start selling. If price break this area, if price break this, then I will be looking for a sell setup. But if price remain above this area, then I'm looking for a buyer. But for me, I think what I'm actually looking for is a buyer. So there's another thing I want to show you guys here. If you can see, I believe there is a breakout at this area. That's the trend line breakout at this area, which might push price above above this level. So that's what I'm actually looking at. Considering the DSY we saw earlier, that we said okay, DSY might be bearish, and then considering this trend line breakout also, might be looking for a buy bias on the Euro US dollar moving forward. For me, on the US dollar JPY, I'll be looking for a sell bias on the US dollar JPY. I don't think I'll be looking for a buy bias at this area. because if you look at this level very well, this is at a very strong level of resistance. See, it's at a very strong level of resistance, and it keeps rejecting to the upside anyway. I can't deny that, but yeah, I still see price, because as you can see, buyers are already losing their momentum. As you can see, if you can see something very well, you see that starting from here, you see this selling candle, it has a high momentum. Selling candle has a high momentum, and then you see small momentum of the buyers. Start seeing the selling momentum that is getting very interesting. You understand? So which means that we might see sellers dominating the market and then trap the price to the downside. I'm actually looking for a sell bias on US dollar JPY, avoiding the fact that if you see the JPY is very weak. JPY is very weak. So taking that into consideration, we might not want to sell US dollar JPY. But for me, looking at the DSY also, you see that DSY 3 is very weak. You understand? You know how the JPY used to do. You just see that it's just strong anyhow. Yeah, so it can happen. Yeah, so next week I'll be looking for a sell entry on the US dollar JPY. Sales price keeps ranging at this particular area, keeps ranging. It's come back here to break this low. You see this low has been invalidated. See, this low has been invalidated. This low also has been invalidated, but this high has not been invalidated, which means that price might see a rejection, high probability of rejection at this area to the downside. So if you want to sell the US dollar JPY from that side, this place should be your take profits, and then if price moves below that, then you have a take profit too at this particular area. Same with US dollar Canadian dollar. US dollar Canadian dollar should say sell setup. Like, I'm looking for a sell setup around this area. As you can see, during the trend line, you see that price keep rejecting at the trend line, but we should see price coming back to this trend line to reject. So which means that we still have a very long sell setup at this particular area before we start seeing if the buy setup will come into the picture. But for me, I believe that US dollar Canadian dollar should be a sell next week from this particular area. And if you see this point of interest, you see that there is a level of head and shoulder around that particular area, which still signify which add to the confluence of what we are looking at. You understand? So US dollar Canadian dollar should be a sell setup next week. So looking at the AUD US dollar, let's look at the weekly time frame. Let's look at the weekly time frame. You see that it closes as a bullish candle last week. That is the last week weekly time frame. And then if you see the daily candle too, so the daily candle also closed as a bullish candle. But for the past couple of days, AUD USD is not that tradable, yet is doing some kind of funny move. You understand? But for me, I believe that we have a bullish setup around this particular area, because if you look at this, there is a breakout of this trend line already. You look at it, and this is also a chart pattern. You look at it very well. So putting it on the 2-hour or 1-hour time frame, you see the chart pattern that is around that particular area. You see that price break up. So if you want to take a buy setup, let me teach you a technique. You use a Fibonacci retracement. You get, then you target this high and low, and then your this thing might be at 61.8 Fibonacci retracement. So you might put your buy level at this particular area, to start buying from, and then your take profit will be around this particular area, will be here. So that is 1:3 or 1:45 risk to reward, because if you want to put your stop loss, let's say you are buying here and you are putting your stop loss below this low, so you'll be putting your take profits here. So that is a 1:2 risk to reward. You get, so you can actually do that. You understand? And despite the fact that this place is a very strong support level, as you can see, price keep rejecting at this particular area. So that's where you have to put your, as you can see, as price do this, you know, some people will have put their stop loss below this and price hits them out and close above it also. So which means that this, if this level invalidates, then it means that since US dollar will not be buying anymore, get, then start selling as early as possible. So these are the few pairs I want to show you today. So we will not be able to show you as many pairs as possible. So next week we'll be showing you as many pairs as possible so that you can concentrate for the new week. So guys, there's a link to a verified broker where you can start with minimum of 2,000 naira deposit. You get, so it's in the description group. And then the verified pro firm, which you get 20% discount. You get, this is a 20% discount on any of your purchases. Gets 20% discount on any of your purchases using my promo code, which is AMBERFS20. You get AMBERFS20. So that is that for now. And then this is the weekly forex forecast. So don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and turn on the notification in case I drop any video so that you can be notified